Salam aleikum. Welcome back to another video. Today's topic, gotta just pull it up really quickly. Why it's so difficult to find a good role model. And this could be for guys or for girls. It don't matter. The concept is still the exact same. So first of all, what would I define as a good role model? I would define a good role model as someone who wants to, if you think about a role model, there's someone that you look to because they embody certain qualities. So let's say they're trustworthy, let's say they're honest, let's say they're forgiving, whatever it is, whatever the qualities that this individual holds, you look to them and you state to yourself, wow, I would like to emulate this person, or I would like to get closer to them in order to ask them questions, to pick their brain. You see a few people on my wall here. These could be role models in a certain, especially my boy right here, man. Especially my boy right here, man. Ron Swanson, man. But a role model is an individual that you look to because they have certain qualities. Because you want to be like them, or in a certain way, you want to have the qualities that they possess in your heart or in the way that you embody and you carry yourself. So, why I'm saying it's so difficult to find a good role model. What do I define as good? I would define good as something that benefits you. And again, that's also slippery. What is it benefiting you? Something could benefit you and could be very negative in the sense that, let's say you stumble across a lot of money. In a sense, that's good, but what if you don't know how to use this money? You then might gamble it all or just, waste it away. In a sense, it wasn't a good thing. It was just something that happened, and then you created whatever happens afterwards, whatever. So good and all these certain things you have to define for yourself. From what I would like to put forward is, good is something that benefits you in a structural way that actually progresses your being. So something that actually can progress you. So for instance, if I want to work out, this is good for me because my body will work and get healthier. So that's a good thing. If I want to start journaling, this is a good thing because I'm letting my mind, the ideas and the thoughts that I have, come from within me onto a sheet of paper. That is a good thing. It's strengthening your mind connection. I think the neuroplasticity, whatever, all that type of stuff, right? But why it's so difficult to find a good role model in today's day and age is because there's too many people to look to. So that's where it is a very difficult thing to find a good role model. Like in art, people will say like find your muse. Muse is like something that you look to and you're inspired by. So for my case, I like all these people on this wall and a few others that you can't see up here, and it, there's another one right here, Albert Einstein and whatever, right? But my muses would also be like Marcus Aurelius, right? Um, Another muse would be the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? Uh, Jesus, Yeshua. Eh, All these people are muses for me in order to live a better life because we live in an age where there's too much information. I'm talking about like way too much. I've stayed home for these past couple of days. It's basically the last week of my undergrad. I'll be going back to school tomorrow and the next day, but I wanted to stay home to just kind of understand like what is it that people really struggle with now, and it is too much information, way too much. Obviously, we all know that, but that creates another problem, which is how do you sift through all this information overload to get to the information that actually would benefit you? And in this case, how do you get to people who you can look to as a role model? I'm a young black man. I'm 24. Am I young? I don't really care. But I grew up in an age where finding a role model, especially let's say in my immediate vicinity, was not the easiest thing to do. I had to go outside of that space to be able to find that, and this was through those parasocial relationships that you can that you curate through your watching of videos online, or movie actors and actresses, or musicians, or sportsmen, sportswomen. It does not matter, right? It's all the same. We find it difficult to find good role models because the role models that we see today, or maybe they might not even consider themselves a role model, but because they're in the limelight, because they're in front of our face on a screen saying whatever, they will be perceived as a role model, even if they don't want to be. So that's why I'm being very cautious to state everyone's a role model. Not everyone's a role model. Not everyone should be a role model either. That's another thing. There's only particular amounts of people I would say who should be role models, and everyone else just live the way you want. Don't live like that, basically. Like, a role model is someone that you look to because they actually live a life that is virtuous, a life that is good. And good in the sense that it brings more good than harm to others. That's another thing. A good person doesn't just do good for themselves, they're also doing good for other people. That is the highest form of good, in a sense, whatever. But then, because of what we're living through right now, it's difficult to find a good role model because there's too many people out there who state too many things all at the same time, and they may be very hypocritical. This is another key point. Hypocrisy, the ability to state one thing and do another. We have way too many hypocrites in our society today. Way too many. And they're able to do this because of this idea of grifting. You can state something and then you can just kind of toe the line of what you're actually trying to say, and then you can just circle back to something else. It's just too many things that you don't really stand on. Nobody stands on their principles. That's the point. You must stand on your principle to be a good role model. For my life, I would like to be a good role model to the upcoming youth. This is something that I really want to embody as much as I can. This is why I've created this channel, because I've understood something very clear, is that there's too many people out here saying too many things, and it confuses too many people. It's better to say very honest things in a very clear and coherent manner for people to understand quicker. For people to understand quicker and better and more, you know, instantly you can catch on to what I'm saying. I'm not selling a course, not asking for anyone to pay for anything. I'm just posting. That's it. Because I have knowledge that I've acquired through learning, through going through experiences in my life that I would like to then now distill. So give to you in a manner that you can understand. There's a lot of topics that I'm going to be discussing, and I will discuss a lot of things in the next few months, and I'm really excited. I will get better in my editing and all that type of stuff, but for now, it's just to get you guys to understand what type of YouTuber I will be. I will not change. The same concept that you see here now, I will be from the next how many years this channel grows to, how many years the YouTube site will be up. I will always be able to post, even if I don't go for a few days. I will post eventually. I will post something. I don't want to just be posting content just randomly, because I want to really think through some of the things that I'd like to discuss. And that's why I like to write down some of the topics that I would like to write a talk about. So yeah, thank you for watching another video. It's a bit short, but yeah, it sucks not being able to find good role models now. And then this could be for both men and women. Obviously, I'm a man, so for me, finding a good role model who's a man is not the same as finding a good role model who's a woman. Because maybe we might have values or certain things that we want to be able to see in that role model. But I would say that the baseline is basically the same. I would say most people want to find someone who's an honest person, who's good, who's kind, who's empathetic, who's patient, all these certain characteristics. And we have to find them online now, because finding them in our immediate circles is far more difficult than it's ever been. I will make a video about this because there's a lot of fake people out there, and that was what I wanted to just kind of steer away from talking about in this video, because fake people, that's a whole nother ball game, and I'll have to talk about them in a whole separate video. But thank you for tuning in on this video. Take care.